and welcome to the Midwest Sesh podcast. This is a space where we enjoy all things weed, and we're so glad to have you here joining us. You can find us every Friday night as we share a joint virtually. Thanks for stopping by.
All right. A little Matthew McConaughey for you there. Welcome to the 8th installment or episode of the Midwest Sesh podcast. I am one of your hosts, Nina, and I'm joined by the lovely Haley.
Hello. I don't have any good impressions for you all, but Nina's got it.
Listen, it was a very soft Matthew McConaughey impression. I added that third all right, like a little hesitantly, so I was like, we're rolling with it. We're
working with it. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. How are you doing, dude? How's your week? It's been a little funky weather-wise.
Funky weather-wise for us Midwest folks. I feel like lots of changes. Like one day it's a tornado. Like right now we have a tornado watch. So I'm hoping my power will stay up.
Jeez.
And then the other day it was like 80 degrees, so up and down.
Yep. Pick and
Same
choose.
for you?
You'll never know. Yep. It was
How's
like
Chicago today?
It's pretty chilly. It's not very windy, which is surprising. I do have my window open, so sorry if you hear the residual street noise, but
I love it.
It's pretty nice. It's pretty sunny. I like when it's sunny, need that vitamin D.
I'm almost through my vaccine quarantine, so I've got one more week, and then I am straight up the freest bitch there ever was. I'll be right with you. Right with you there.
Yeah, dude. I went mini golfing, and I thought there was gonna be a bunch of people. Like we just decided we pulled up to a park because we were just gonna go for a walk, and I saw they had mini golfing, and I was like, oh my god, I need to go mini golfing right now. Even though halfway through I feel like I get kind of bored of it, so I'm just like. I gotta bend over, pick this ball up. Sometimes they go flying. When you're getting a little crazy with your swings, they go flying. Anyway, I was like, what a beautiful day. And you can be maskless outdoors, if
How
you're.
was it?
If you're vaccinated and you're not in a crowd. And I was like, how cool. There's not a ton of people. And there was literally no one there. So I couldn't even bask in my masklessness. But
you didn't
it was
appreciate
nice.
it because there's nobody else around. So it's
I think we think people forgot what to do.
Oh, for sure. I know I did. How do you wake people up? I feel that way.
It's too much.
I love that.
Readjusting is, I'm glad I have cannabis because I would never make it without.
I hear you. It helps for me to get over that initial fear of well, here I am. And doing little things like mini golf, I think is so important. Hey, I'll just do little bits until I get comfy being around people again.
Yeah.
I sure as heck am not going to be signing up for Bonnaroo right away, but I will go to mini golf. Mini golf sounds dope. Yeah.
For sure.
Did you crush it? Did you beat mini golf? Did you win?
Oh no. I think me and my boyfriend tied, or I think I got one less than he did or something, but
nice.
Yeah, nowhere near. I think it said the lowest score of the day was 36 or 35 or something, and I got 68.
Hey,
so
that's
I
not
doubled
bad.
it.
I would be that low person. I have no coordination at all.
No, it's better to be low. It's better to be low.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's less
Oh, that's
putts.
right. You want it to be low. That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay, so I would be the most putts is what I'm saying.
The most putts. The most putts.
That's amazing. I feel like I'm almost ready to go to a theater. That's kind of where I'm at. I want to enjoy some theater vibes, maybe watch a movie. I don't know.
A little movie action. I love the movies in the park situation. I think they might be bringing that back.
Really? That would be fun.
Yeah. I love an outdoor movie situation, and you're just laying on the. I bought this inflatable thing that inflates with the air. Decided to bring that bad boy back out and just chill and watch a movie outside is the best.
I want that. Our episode today is about the first time we've smoked weed or used cannabis, however you want to say it. So
I love that we're saying this 5 minutes in.
Yes, oh, hey, by the way.
Hello.
We want to talk about this, but I feel like that's where I'm at now with the world opening back up. It's I want to remember how it was when I smoked weed for the first time.
Yeah.
And I was this is an epic moment. This is a great day. That kind of vibe of first time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, before we crack into it, why don't you tell me what you're smoking over?
Yeah. Okay. So today I actually have a new situation. I'll show you. It's a it's an Aero Pro. Have you heard of those?
Oh, yes, I have.
It rips quite hard. So it's a
Wow.
concentrate pen, but it's Northern Lights is the strain. But
Mm-hmm.
when you suck on it, it vibrates. So it feels like, yeah, it's really strange. It's like a hit to the face, and you're like, whoa, weird. This thing vibrates, and then it's so incredibly strong, like the way that
Yeah.
it hits. Normally, I take hits before I go into the grocery store, and this is one that I like cannot do that because it
Stop.
is
You're like,
way too
I
much.
can't function.
Yes.
That's so
So
funny.
it's very, very lavendery tasting, but
Ooh, that's
very,
nice.
very fresh. So I'm
I
happy
love
about it.
that. I love
What
that.
about you? What do you got going on?
I'm rolling a little analog today with a joint, just a classical joint.
Oh, it's been a minute.
It has
You're
been a
usually a
minute.
bong girl.
Yeah. I've been like super, like, do you ever get into those modes where you're like, man, I smoked a lot, like, and I'm not feeling too hot, and I'm a little
Yeah.
wheezy, so I'm like in that zone right now. So I'm not doing a ton
Sure.
of smoking. I'm probably gonna eat an edible,
Totally.
but my weed man is on the way, supposedly,
Hey.
so I might have to take a little dipsy to go meet him downstairs, but
Amazing.
I didn't want to take one too early because you never know when this dude's gonna show up.
Right. You don't want to be sitting down there just chilling. So
Yeah.
we'll wait, and if he comes, we'll make him be part of the show.
Oh my god. I can't even. This dude, like, one time he was like, come downstairs. I'm like 10 minutes away, and I'm like, all right, put my shoes on, put my coat on, put my fucking mask on, like, get my money, get my keys, go downstairs. And I'm like, waiting. And he's like, I'm lost. I'm like, bro, you've
Oh,
been
boy.
here. I can't even tell you how many times you've been here. Like, you know where I live. Come on, man. And
Oh
he's just
my
like,
God.
I'm by the BP. I'm like, the BP, homie? We're in Chicago. Which BP? Like, which one?
There's
And
lots, yeah.
there's lots. And, like, moral of the story
That's
is he
cute.
never even showed up that night. So I waited downstairs
gosh.
for like an hour, and then he showed up the next day. And I was just like, can't trust these
Man.
ETA texts and shit.
It's
So
like getting stood up on a date almost.
literally. Like, I was like, what's the ETA? He's like, oh, I'll give you one in a bit. We will see about that.
I will say this. My friends all know this about me, is that I operate on stoner time. Like, I'm very punctual
yes.
with everything else, everything in my life. Like, meetings, I'm 5 minutes early. Phone
Yeah.
calls, 2 minutes early. Like, really on it. But if it's something like my friends, I'm like, I'll be there in 30 minutes. You should always tack on an extra 30 minutes.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
lying. I am like, I have to smoke one more joint before I go out the door. That's probably what your guy is up to right now.
Who knows? He's got a very detailed delivery schedule, so I'm sure he's like, I don't know. I doubt he's making like an Excel sheet or some shit, like plotting this stuff out. But who knows? He could be.
Please, that's how I'm dying at that thought. That's funny.
All right, so why don't we dig into it?
Yeah. So, okay, should I start off about the first time I smoked, or
yeah,
you?
Here, I'm gonna light my joint, kick back, like cross my little feet.
Okay. Gather round, folks. This is my story.
I love it. You got to give us like the age, where, all that, all the deets.
Yes. Okay. Age. I am, let's see, 19 years old. Okay. 19 years old. So I was a little late to the game for a lot of folks. Okay. A lot of my friends have smoked since they were like 12.
Yeah.
So I'm 19 years old. I'm actually afraid of cannabis. Very afraid.
So afraid.
Not into it.
Dare got into your brain.
Yep. Dare got into the old brain. And I waited till I moved out of my parents' house. That was like my thought. I was like, I'll wait. I don't want to make anyone upset. This is on me, and I'll do this later.
Good call. Good call. I will tell you.
Yeah, so that's how it started. So quick backstory. I, in high school, went to a rehab center for eating disorders. Like, that was something right out of high school. I graduated, and then the next week I went to this rehab center. So it's like, welcome to the real world. You're out and about. Yeah. So I go to this thing. I come back, and I'm on a lot of medications. And my friend is like, hey, if you still have stomach aches a lot, here, eat this. And it was a pot cookie.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I don't know. I don't think I can. So she's like, we'll eat half together. I'll eat half, you'll eat half, and we'll watch this movie and eat food. So it's just a cookie. And I asked, I was like, how much is this? Or what, like, what should I, like, I don't know. Just,
ma'am, what am I eating?
Ma'am, what is this, please? So this is the good old days before there were like milligrams written on things. This was like, she bought it from a concert called Schwagstock. I don't know if you've heard. It's a very, very hippie, very suspect situation.
Okay.
But she got it at a festival. So it's like this festival cookie that she didn't know how much was in. She's like, I think there's an eighth of weed in there, which, mind you, I don't know what that means. So her saying an eighth of weed, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, so, sure.
Yeah. So
it's like in plastic wrap. It's like half crumbled up.
Yes, no, it
I can
literally
picture
is. Nina, yes. It's in that plastic bag that all weed comes in with no zipper at the top, like that kind of bag. So, yeah. So it's a chocolate chip cookie. We eat this, and I remember thinking that, wow, this is the first thing I've eaten in like years where my stomach doesn't hurt. It was like quickly impacted me where I was like, my stomach feels really good. And then the movie we were watching was funny. Don't remember what it was. Just remember we had a good night. And I remember like the night was over basically, and I was like, this is it. Like, I just feel happy. My stomach doesn't hurt, and that's it. Like, I was just very pleased by it. And
that's so wild.
Yeah, it started there. It started with this cookie situation. And then like a month or two later, I was like, you know what? I really don't think this is as scary as people say. Like, my cookie went pretty good.
Your first time was an edible.
Yeah,
so you were just balls to the wall anyway.
Yeah. So I was like, this is fine. And so like a couple months later, it's fall time, and I smoke a hitter for the first time. And it was such a great like situation. I remember my friend brought me to a store to pick out a hitter together. And it was kind of like so precious. It's kind of like shopping for your first bra or something stupid like that. Like,
I definitely have that like story, buying my first hitter.
It's like your rite of passage. And so she was going through and explaining like, a hitter is like a good place to start. It's just a little bit of weed. Up from there is a chillum. You might want that later when you're smoking a lot more. It's a little bigger. And then bongs we'll get into later. So that's kind of my progression. But I had a tiny little hitter. You're going to laugh so hard at this. I didn't have any weed, and I didn't know where to get weed.
Absolutely.
Like, it was one of those things where I decided and then was like, shit.
And don't have the actual stuff.
So get a load of what I smoked. Just prepare yourself. It's bad.
Okay.
Lavender.
Okay.
Lavender buds crushed up into this hitter. And I was like, it was very burnt, very like no good. Basically the opposite of how this lavender pen tastes, which is like clean, fresh. You know, a nice vape. It was just like burnt lavender. Like, oh God. And I was not calm. And so after a while, I was like, well, I know how to smoke a hitter now. Like, I, figured this out, but I'm ready for weed. And it was like another month before I could find it.
Yeah.
And I just remember walking through a cemetery and just smoking this little hitter and be like, wow, this is so beautiful. Everything is like more beautiful than I expected.
That's so funny.
That's it. It's very low key. Like nothing
very wholesome.
Happened. Yeah, it's very wholesome. It's like, I'll just, eat this little cookie for my stomach. And then a few months later, bought myself a hitter and enjoyed it. And ever since have been unstoppable.
Was the hitter one of those very classy metal cigarette looking ones?
It was a wooden one, like an old man. Yeah, like an old man situation. So it was wooden and had like a brass end that you stuffed the bud into.
That is so... that is so funny.
Classy stuff. Yeah. So that's my story. It was really like not too much, but I do want to tell you before I hear about yours, the first time I used a concentrate pen, like the kind of pen that you load wax into, you know, like that. So that day was quite memorable because I bought this wax pen at the dispensary. Like this is, a couple years after the fact. So I bought this wax pen, I loaded it full of wax, and we were going to St. Louis to see an orchestra. Okay. My brother bought us tickets to Ben Folds and his orchestra. Like it had like a normal guy singing and then a full background orchestra.
Ooh, okay.
So it was awesome. And I knew all the songs. So I was just like very pumped. Yeah. And my husband went with me. So we brought this wax pen and we drove there. And then we're like, well, we're parked. Like, let's give it a try. So we ripped this wax pen so hard. I want to say we smoked the whole gram. Like it was just back to back to back to back. Like just like, let's keep reloading this. Let's just keep going. And so we smoked so freaking much. And we walk down the street to this orchestra building. And it's one of those buildings that's like from the 1800s and like people in suits. It's like you don't go there in jeans kind of situation. It's kind of like you should have a dress code almost. And we didn't know that. So we're just like high as kites where our eyes
Hell
are
yeah.
just like barely open. There's chandeliers everywhere. There's people in suits. And my husband and I are both in our big ass coats. Like, you know, the coats that have fur around the hoods?
Yes,
And they're
yeah.
like, when you wear them, it's like so extra. People are like, wow, that's a coat.
Yeah.
That's like what we were both wearing.
Oh
And
my
just like, they're like,
God.
we don't feel very fancy in here at all.
It's like you just like rolled off like
Yeah.
out of bed and like just
Yes.
totally ripped. That's
But
so funny.
the orchestra was so like breathtaking. Like it literally was the best sounding music. And I remember looking to my husband and being like, music sounds so good right now. Like
Yeah.
this really amped it up for me.
Oh my God. Yeah, like all the senses just are totally
Yeah.
heightened.
So that's kind of my progression. That's really all I've got, you know.
Yeah. That's
nothing
funny.
crazy. I wish it was more memorable. I wish it was like, yeah, and that's when I met my husband or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah. I feel like my story is going to be memorable, but it was memorable for like a bad, like I guess a bad and a good way. So I was like 15.
Okay. Okay.
At this point, I was still very much like the person who is like, "Oh, you're smoking weed?"
Okay.
Like, what? Like my friend Amanda. Hi, Amanda, if you listen to this.
Hey.
So she had a couple older friends that I wasn't friends with because she went to a different school.
Yeah.
And she had met these people and they had smoked because, like I said, they were a little bit older. They were like a year or two older than us. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you, Amanda. Like, I can't believe you would smoke weed. Like, who are you? And like, do I even know you? And like, how could you do this to us, to our friendship? And she
Our
was
friend
like,
circle.
yeah. I mean, it was just me and her, let's be honest. And so I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. And she was like, seriously, it's not anything, like, it's not a big deal. Like, it's better than you think. Like,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, okay, whatever. So then a couple, weeks or whatever months pass by. And somehow I, like, get in my mind that I'm like, okay, I'm going to try it. Like, I'm going to smoke.
Yeah.
And she came over. And then my friend Curtis came over. And they both had smoked. And I had not before. I had not at all before. And they came over to my dad's house, and my dad lived in like these condos and they were like kind of newly developed. So like around, how when they're like building out like subdivisions and stuff, they like don't cut down all the trees and all the like woods and stuff like right away. Excuse me, hold on. So it's like that. It's like kind of woodsy, kind of half developed condo situation.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So we're like, okay, we're just gonna go
like
for a short walk, basically like across from my dad's apartment or his condo, into the woods and like just go sit there and smoke. And I think it was like it had to be like fall because it was pretty dark.
Yeah.
Pretty early. Like it had to only be like 6 o'clock or something, but it was like pitch black pretty much.
That's how it was for me too. Yeah, fall time. I always associate.
Yeah, like it was just like really dark and pretty cold because I remember I was wearing like I had this little pea coat and I remember I was wearing a pea coat. And so we're like, okay, we're gonna go for a walk. And my dad was probably like, I know what you're doing. Like I'm not stupid. But we're like, we're going for a walk, and he was like, okay. So we leave. My friend has like I don't know who brought it. I don't know who had the bowl because it was like a glass bowl. Someone had a glass bowl.
Someone prepared.
And, someone was prepared, and someone had the bud, and we walked into the woods and packed it. Like I said, it was dark, so we're like trying to pack this bowl, with our phone lights and shit.
Oh, great!
Yeah, like totally. Like, what were we doing? Shouldn't have been doing that. And so, so we're packing this bowl, whatever. We finally get it packed, and we're like, okay, let's hit it. So they show me, basically how to light it. Yeah. Which I like could not get. I was like the worst at lighting bowls when I was younger.
It's hard. Like with
it's
the
tough.
cards.
Like learning how to like tip it over and not burn the shit out of yourself. Like it's an art.
Not drop it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Mm-hmm. And so they're showing me how to do this, whatever. I couldn't get it lit, so they would light the bowl and stuff for me.
Aw.
We're like smoking, whatever. Freezing our asses off, like just totally like all huddled together behind this tree in the woods. And like I said,
trouble.
Yeah, like sort of developed, but not really. So like, we were probably like I'd say like 6 feet back into the woods. So like if you walked,
Yeah.
6 or 7 feet up, you'd pretty much be in the parking lot of a condo that wasn't built yet, or that was like still being built.
Yeah, like you're in the shadows.
Yeah. And so we're standing there freezing our asses off, trying to smoke whatever, and a car pulls up. And just and we were just like, what is going on? And we're freaking out. We're acting like, dude, just stay still. Because their lights are like direct. Like, there's no way they don't see us. Like thinking back, I'm like, they had to. Like think about when you flash your headlights, your bright headlights into a very dark in the woods, you see.
You're not going to miss it. Yeah.
You're not going to miss 3 fucking kids smoking weed in the woods, okay? Like,
no,
you're
not.
And so we're like, oh my God, I bet they, like, can they see us? We don't know. Like, these lights are shining at us, blah, blah. And then they start, like, flickering at them at us. And we're in, like, full-on panic mode. Like, holy fuck. Like, that's the cops. I was like, I smoked weed one time. And the cops are here. And I'm freaking out. What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. So we're just trying to stand still, like the fucking idiots we are, like, the 15-year-olds we are. Don't look, noise. Act like it's not happening. And so we're like, it's not happening, whatever. Eventually this car goes away, pulls away. Okay, and we're like, oh, good. Okay. So return to what we were doing. Don't go home. Don't flee. Nothing. Stay exactly where you are and continue doing the illegal thing that you were doing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 100%. And so we like finished the bowl, whatever. We're like probably about to leave, I'd say. And the car comes back. And we're like, fuck. And then maybe this is when they started flashing their lights at us or something. Because before they were just like, they would turn them on. And then like a couple minutes would go by, they would turn them off, turn them on, But this time they were like flickering at them. Like flickering them at us. And we were like, So then we're like, we're going to book it. And like, listen, I'm hefty. I've always been hefty. I'm not a thin guy. My friend Curtis was very thin and very athletic. My friend Amanda, somewhere in between us, not very athletic. We were computer chicks. We were on the computer. We were on Tumblr and shit,
Yeah.
So
Tumblr chicks. Yes.
So we're like, okay, just go. And so we book it back to my dad's house. Like, dude, I'm telling like, running through the pitch black woods.
Oh man.
High. Because I actually got high the first time I smoked weed. You know what I mean? Because I think I'd smoked a cigarette or something before, so I knew how to inhale.
Right. A lot of people don't, some people it's like, yep, nothing happened. It's like, did you actually have any?
Right. So we're like, go. We're running through it, like literally covered in sticks, branches. I trip.
Oh no.
Like fall into a bunch of thickets.
Oh my gosh.
And they all the like they all get stuck to my coat and shit.
Yes.
Running. We make it out of the woods right in front of my dad's condo. We like freak out, hit the garage code to get back in. We're like, oh my God, what if they're following us? Like freaking the fuck out. Go. We go upstairs and then like we have to act like everything's cool, right? Because my dad just thought we were on a walk, like a simple little chill little walk, And I'm like out of breath because I'm like reliving this. Seriously, I haven't told this story in a long time. But we're like, okay, we're like, act cool. So we like go into my room. I had like 2 beds because it was technically like me and my sister's room, but #divorce parents life, and we barely like use them really. So like we all kind of like sprawled out across the beds, shut the door, put the TV on. Act like nothing's happening. Put something on, and then like 5 minutes later, my dad opens the door and goes, "Y'all want a grilled cheese?"
Yeah.
And we were like,
for the win. Yes. Thank you, Dad.
So like thinking back on it, I feel like he totally knew what was up.
Yes. It was like, I'm going to make him grilled cheese. Did he make a bomb-ass grilled cheese for you?
Dude, this dude makes my friends still text me about the grilled cheeses he used to make us when we were kids.
Yes. I love that.
So good. And so that was my harrowing tale.
A grilled cheese at the end, though. It was worth it. No cops and a grilled cheese at the end.
The grilled cheese at the end. It really made it all worth it.
That is great. That's a great story. I like that. I'm glad you didn't get hurt. I was worried you're gonna be like, yeah, and I fell down and like broke my hand or
Oh,
something.
no.
Like, so I'm really glad that's not how it went. Like some people's first time, I swear, like you know how set and setting is important, but if like something bad happens, it's very unlikely they're gonna want to smoke weed after that.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So-
why? I had this terrible experience where I was like chased basically
Right.
in the woods in the dark,
And
I
you
was like,
still wanted.
let's do it again. You know,
You're brave. You're getting them brave points up. I love
guess
that.
so.
That is
I
great.
guess so. I had the green veil on. I had no idea what was going on.
Yes. Man, we should recreate these moments. Like I run a cannabis cookie right now, and I also want to go through the woods and kind of just run around, like smoke and run around.
Yeah. Well, should we toast it out to
let's toast it.
everyone's first time?
Yeah, everyone's first time. Actually, I would love to see and hear anyone else's story. Like,
Absolutely.
I think that's so fun. So anyone like want to drop a comment or like DM us on Instagram, we would love that. So
100%, please do.
this is a final toast to all of you. Enjoy some weed.
Enjoy. I hope everyone has a lovely weekend, a lovely rest of your week.
Yes.
And just stay high and stay happy.
Oh, I like that. That's a good
Yeah.
motto, Nina. I like it. Stay high.
Yeah,
stay
we should say that
happy.
at the end every time now. Stay
Ooh,
high
I'm
stay
here
happy.
for it. All
Because
right.
that's all we
bye.
need.
That's all we need. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. See ya.
Thank you so much for checking out the Midwest Sesh podcast. You can come back and smoke weed with us every Friday night. Go ahead and head over to YouTube if you want to subscribe to our Midwest Sesh channel there, or you can DM us on Instagram at Midwest Sesh Pod. We'd super appreciate it if you gave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or anywhere that you listen to podcasts. All right, thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.